This is a 1946 Ford well, it's not an F1. They didn't call them that. They just called them half-ton short bed pickup trucks. This is an all original matching numbers truck. It's still on the 6-volt system. It has a 6-volt alternator instead of a 6-volt regulator. And actually all of the gauges work, except for the fuel gauge that needs a new sending unit. But just a new sending unit and the fuel gauge will work too. Even the speedometer works. The odometer is showing 11,250 miles, and it is spinning around. I don't know if that's original or not. We're going to take it for a quick drive. Like I said, this is an all original matching numbers truck. So it drives just like it did in 1946. It's got a, oops, I didn't push the clutch in all the way. Make sure I do that. It's got a little bit of a steering wheel, you know, just a touch of play in the steering wheel. That's what would be expected. I'm sorry, the speedometer is not hooked up and working right now. Now, we obtained this truck from an older gentleman in his 80s. He's had this truck for about 10, 12 years, and when he bought it, it wasn't running. So he went through the engine and got it running. Did everything that, you know, it takes to get it running, replaced fuel pump, oil pumps, fuel pumps, all kinds of things like that. Got a little squeak going there somewhere. He went through the brakes. The brakes do have a tendency to pull just a hair to the left at first and then regulate out. It might be something that could be adjusted, but I'm not positive. I'm actually going to pull up here in the sun a little. I didn't realize how shady it was back here. So we'll go into reverse. I love this truck. This is the first truck that they made right after the war, and they made it with the, of course, the same blueprints as the pre-war trucks. The e-brake does work. Really nice. So let me let you hear the engine run, and then we'll turn off the engine and show you around the truck. Of course, it's got the 2-into-1 exhaust. The latch for the engine's right here. There's a secondary underneath. This truck has a gorgeous engine detail. The engine just seems to run flawlessly. Of course, the on-off switch here, the key, original key, of course, unlocks the on-off switch. That's what that's made for. The horn works on this old, newer style button. The original horn button does not work right now on the steering wheel. The lights do work and the turn signals work. Keep in mind, like I said, it is on the 6-volt system. It's had an alternator installed. It's like then that is an old, you'll see that it's got the pulley system and on that. I don't know how somebody did that, if they custom ordered that or what. I've not seen one like that before, but it is on a 6-volt system. It's also still on a positive ground system. So the engine's been detailed and it's absolutely stunning. It looks beautiful. I'm not gonna say flawless, but it's very, very beautiful. Now, one thing is the air cleaner on this was compromised underneath. It's actually got a newer air cleaner, and then this one is just sitting on top of it for aesthetic purposes, for show. So the original oil bath air cleaner, and no one would ever know when you show it to them, or you know, when it's driving, it's pretty solid. It's got wiggles just a hair, but especially for show, taking this truck to a show would be great. One of the things I love about this truck is the fact that it is running and driving. Of course, not quite as drivable as if it was you know, all the way upgraded to newer things like some of the newer trucks, but the value of this truck is that it's maintained its originality, and it's just a fantastic thing. So this is also a Southern States truck. It's lived its life in Alabama and Georgia. It actually still has the 1946 original Alabama plate on the front. One of the things that I love about this truck so much is this solid oak wood bed, and it is in beautiful condition. Beautiful condition. Every piece, about 5 years ago, every single piece of this bed was sanded down to all the way down and re-cleared, and it just looks absolutely breathtaking. It's very, very rare to see an all wood bed on a half-ton truck. This is not a stake bed truck. This is an original short bed truck. I don't know as much history about this as I do some of the other trucks, but from what I understand is after the war, you were able to buy this truck and you were able to order from the dealership various beds for the truck. So you could actually buy a half-ton truck as a stake bed truck. So then you could haul your produce. You could buy it with this wood bed like this, which is very rare. In fact, this is one of the only ones I've ever seen. Maybe I've seen one other one in some pictures doing some research on Google. And then of course you could buy the steel bed truck, which would be normal. I really, really like the uniqueness of this truck. So I'm going to try not to go too long on my video. This is, you know, a 15-footer looking truck. When you get up on it though, it's got some imperfections in the aesthetics on the outside. You can see that the old rails had the gold plating or the gold painting on it, and there's a lot of places where that's faded. It's got just a patina on it. There's no rust, but it's got a bit of a patina on it. As we go around the truck, it's got a beautiful metallic paint job. Of course, that wouldn't have been original. An original color on this might have been a green similar to this, but it would have been more flat looking. This has got metallic. But as you get close, you can see some scratches, probably from where people have leaned over working on the truck. What would really make this truck, take this truck to the next level, is a fresh paint job. Now that being said, very minimal body work would be required to finish this truck off. It looks like at some point this may have been backed into something and damaged, but there's not any Bondo in that. So it does look like somebody, you know, like I said, you could do a minimal amount of body work on that rear fender. It is missing the rear bumper. I almost ordered one, but I honestly just didn't have time. I wanted to go ahead and get this truck up for sale because I really think it needs a new home. So like I said, going around the truck, really straight body, no Bondo in the truck that I'm finding. The cab corners are in fantastic condition, and just really, really straight body lines, really, really straight top. There's one little dimple right there. So just a few little scratches and you know, a couple cracks in the paint here and there as we look at the truck. Like I said, step away from it 15 feet. I'm actually taking this truck to a car show on Saturday, and it's just gonna get, it'll get so much looks because of its uniqueness. I mean, everyone will want to stop and take a picture with this truck, especially because of the wood bed in the back. Makes it super unique. So it's got the original wheels. It does have new remanufactured hubcaps, so they're brand new hubcaps, and then it has new Firestone white wall tires on it, and they look fantastic. They have very, very practically new tread. They probably have just a couple of 100 miles on them. I try to keep my videos to 10 minutes. I may go a hair long here. Just wanted to do the truck its due justice or due diligence. Unfortunately, the one flaw of the interior is somebody had cut speaker holes here, and we went ahead and just put a wood plate there. I thought about maybe going ahead and going back, doing a custom wood plate speaker cover and going ahead and putting some speakers in it, maybe hiding a new radio in the dash, in the glove box I mean. But the windows roll up and down well. They do have the old original felts in them, and it appears to be the old original glass. There probably is going to need new felts along the bottom, and most of the parts are easily ordered at lmctrucking.com. So you can see that the interior maintains its originality. It's not been chopped up or cut up or anything like that. It does have the vent. It does open and close, if you can see that. Old school air conditioning, as we called it. It also has a heater, and it does work. The heater is hooked up. In fact, when I picked this truck up, it was a very cold day in Alabama, and we turned the heater on. Aftermarket seatbelts have been installed, and there's 3 sets, so you can put your grandkids in here. Everybody can have seatbelts. It's got 3 sets of seatbelts, driver and 2 passenger. I believe this is the old original glass. It says Ford safety glass. If not, it's been replaced years ago. It does not have a headliner, and I think that's the one thing that the truck could use. Like I said, again, you know, ordering that out of a catalog. We just put this floor mat in, and I haven't even driven it 1 mile with the brand new floor mat in. I also have the jute that goes underneath it. We chose not to put it in there because when you wash the truck, sometimes you get a little bit of water, and can get a little bit of water inside the truck. We've noticed that if you spray it real hard. We didn't want to get the water on the jute and it be sitting underneath the rubber mat. Just real quick, let me show you the underneath of the truck. Beautiful wooden step side. Rust-free frame rails. Like I said, the engine's been detailed. It looks very nice. It's not perfect. The truck does have a couple of stereotypical leaks that are typical for these trucks. This is one of those years where it's kind of like the old World War II airplanes. They say if it's not leaking oil, something might be wrong with it. So yes, you can try and tweak and replace things, seals and things like that, and try and get that to go away. But typically most of these old pre-war style trucks just had normal leaks. Just wanted to show you all the steel underneath here. This is what I would call a rust-free truck. I have not found any rust on it. Those are the original floor pans. Then somebody did come in and put in some patches. They did eliminate the original battery box, which was underneath the floor there, and then put in a steel and welded in a steel patch. I kind of wish that the original battery box was still in it, because it just makes the engine detail look really nice when you look under the hood and there's no battery and nothing but nice, beautiful engine. But rear end's been serviced, seals have been replaced. Beautiful old school original Ford exhaust tip there. You know, the step-ups are nice. I mean, this is a nice truck. Honestly, the single only thing that you would need to do to this, well, maybe a couple things, but the main thing is, if you really wanted this truck to go to show level, a little bit of bodywork and paint, a headliner, and you'd be ready for the shows. I mean, the higher end shows. Like I said, I'm going to show this truck this weekend, and honestly, as it is, even for originality, winning local shows is be easy with this truck, especially because of its uniqueness. So there you have it. I would pretty much call this a all original matching numbers, zero rust truck, and I think somebody's just gonna go berserk over this thing. I love this truck. My daughter was riding holding the camera for me. I was riding. She said, "I think this is my favorite truck we've ever had, Dad." So I really, really like this truck a lot. Love the wood bed. Just really sets it off.